Now if you are struggling to hit your protein goals, keep watching the video because I'm going to give you 10 high protein options that are going to allow you to hit your protein goal and are going to help you in your fitness journey going forward. What's going on, Tom? It's Guys here and welcome back to a brand new video where today we're going to be checking out the top 10 best sources of protein in my opinion. Now this is going to be called the top 10 highest protein foods. However, it's not exactly that video. Now before you click off, I don't want to waste your time. Here is the list of the top 10 highest protein foods. Now you can pause the video to read all of that right here. However, it's not exactly the best list. So that is top 10 highest protein foods per 100 grams. And you see right at the top of the list, you have beef jerky. Now, 100 grams of beef jerky is quite a lot considering the packets of beef jerky are around about 10 to 15 grams. So we're talking 7 packets of those. Now, given number 2 is Parmesan cheese, I doubt you're ever going to have 100 grams of Parmesan cheese just to get you 32 grams of protein. So not only are these sources of protein quite inconvenient to eat, they're also quite expensive and, to be honest, quite unpleasant. So I thought instead of that, we're going to go through the top 10 protein sources in my opinion. And a huge shout out to Kath with Cats for commenting on my USN protein review and giving me the idea for this video. So a big shout out to you, Kath. Thank you for being part of the community. Really appreciate you and thank you so much for the video idea. Now don't worry, we're going to get going on the video in just a moment, but I just want to take a moment to thank this video's sponsor, the like button. Did you know that as many as 9 out of 10 videos on YouTube go unliked and therefore unloved? And this leads to a very unhappy content creator. But you have the power to change all of that. All you have to do is smash the like button down below and you can be the change that the world needs and make the world a better place. Myself and the YouTube algorithm will thank you. So please, take a moment, smash the like button or even gently caress it. It doesn't matter, just click that button. And don't forget to subscribe too. So number 10 is pumpkin seeds. So 32 grams of protein per 100 grams. However, that does come with a massive caveat of 400 calories per 100 grams. And realistically, I don't know how many people are actually going to snack on pumpkin seeds. Like, it seems pretty inconvenient. So there you go. So getting into it now. So number 9 is cod. So cod is actually a fantastic source of protein. It's complete protein and we have 18 grams of protein per 100 grams, which doesn't sound like much, but consider that it's very, very low fat. Obviously there's 0 grams of carbohydrates and it's only 82 calories. So you could double up on that. You could have that for, what is that, 164 calories. You could have 36 grams of protein. Now bear in mind, cod is very, very versatile. You can do whatever you like with it. You can have pasta, you can have rice, you can have potatoes, you can put it into all sorts of recipes. It's a different source of protein. Most people usually stick to meats for the protein. Adds more nutrients to your diet simply by being a different food. Therefore, you're going to reap the benefits of that by having a more diverse diet. And if nothing else, it's a bit of a palate cleanser. It's something else to look forward to. So number 9 is cod. Number 8 is egg whites. Now I nearly went for eggs, but eggs are a little bit higher in calories, and if we're doing top 10 protein foods, egg whites are the best. But to go through the stats of egg whites, you have 9 grams of protein, which is pretty low, I'll give you, but 48 calories, so extremely low in calories. Now if you want to check out a fantastic recipe for egg whites that make them tasty and more convenient to eat, go check out the recipe I did a while ago, Greg Deshare's Anabolic French Toast. Fantastic recipe, thank you Greg. So egg whites, kind of versatile. A lot of people struggle with protein in the breakfast, so a great option for breakfast. Seen people add it to shakes. I'm not sold on that just yet. Seems a little bit slimy, but again, very, very low calorie, so that means you can have absolutely loads of them. If you're into volume eating, egg whites is like the #1 food for you to go for in volume eating because you get your protein and it's very, very low in calories. So in at number 7 we have pork loin. Now pork loin is a cut of pork, obviously, which is very, very lean. So you have 21 grams of protein per 102 calories. I think it's the same as pork medallion steaks, if you've ever heard of those. They're usually like, you know, quite small and everything. It's a very long strip of meat, that's what she said. But it is a very, very lean source of protein because it's an animal protein, it's a complete protein, you have all your amino acids in there. And again, 102 calories, pretty good. Also very versatile, you know, you can throw it in a stir fry, you can have it just with like potatoes or rice or a salad or something like that. You can season it how you want. So again, a very lean meat, which is quite good for it being pork, because usually pork is seen as a bit more of a fattier meat. Gives you that versatility in your diet. Okay, so if you're trying to diet, you're not going to get bored just eating, you know, your chicken and rice all day. So number 6, we have salmon. Now salmon I put above cod because, you know, more people like salmon than like cod. Cod can be quite dry. It needs, you know, usually a lot of people will add like butter and stuff like that to make it a little bit moister. But salmon already quite fatty, so you have a lot more like moisture in there. Salmon, 24 grams of protein, so you have more protein than a cod at 18, but you also have 215 calories, so it's much higher, in fact over double the calories of cod per 100 grams. However, you are getting some very, very good fats in there. Okay, so you're getting some extremely high omega-3s in there. More people like it as well, and obviously if you've watched my channel before, I definitely take into account, you know, people's tastes when we're reviewing protein, and like recipes I do as well. And again, you can add it to breakfast. You can have your salmon and eggs, your smoked salmon and eggs, hey, fancy, ooh. Or you can have like salmon, crushed potatoes, a load of kale, like just make like a really nice recipe out of it. It's very, very versatile. Number 5 is sirloin steak. Now wait a second, I know it's expensive, I know it's like, you know, probably the most expensive thing on here. However, let's go through the stats. 31 grams of protein per 100 grams, and you have 165 calories. Now, a lot of people see steak and other cuts of beef as extremely high in fat and therefore calories. However, there are cuts of beef like pork that are quite lean, sirloin being one of them. So again, the reason why it's more expensive is because it's a leaner cut of beef. Now rump is another good option. It's a lot cheaper as well, but the fat and the calorie count of the rump steak is a lot higher than the sirloin steak, simply because it's a less lean cut of beef. But the fact of the matter is, per 100 grams, 31 grams of protein for 100 grams of beef is fantastic. Now, given if you go out and it's an 8-ounce steak, you were talking about 240 grams. So you're getting like what, 70, nearly 80 grams of protein there for your meal. Absolutely fantastic, cannot doubt it. The reason it's number 5 is simply because it's very expensive. Okay, now whether you go into a restaurant, whether you go into a supermarket, doesn't really matter. Your sirloin steak is going to be your more expensive cut of beef. Now steak is a very, very nutrient dense piece of meat. Again, it's got very high omega-3s if it's grass fed. Less so in the sirloin steak because there's less fats in there, but you see the point I'm making here. And it's also a complete protein. All these meats are complete proteins. If it's a meat, it's typically a complete protein, meaning it's got all the essential amino acids in. And the protein count on a sirloin steak is like the 4th highest on the list of 100 grams. So it's very, very high in protein. You won't find many foods that are higher than sirloin steak. Now, moving on to number 4, we have turkey. Now I used the turkey breast steak while figuring this out, which is something from Asda. To lay all my cards on the table, I have bought this once and it was so dry, it was so horrible, I never bought it again. And typically that's going to be the case with turkey. That's why it's number 4 and not number 1, because it is really high in protein. But you know, if you think about it, your mum probably spends hours and hours on Christmas Day trying to prepare the turkey so it's not dry, and then it's dry anyway and no one really eats it, no one really enjoys it, and that's why you only have turkey once a year at Christmas. Or Thanksgiving if you're in America, you might have it twice a year, I don't know. But per 100 grams of its turkey breast steak, 36 grams of protein, which is pretty astronomical. Like we beat the sirloin steak, that's really, really good. It's higher than chicken breast, higher than pumpkin seeds even, higher than most of the things on this list. You also have 155 calories, a little bit of fat in there, but not an awful lot. Like it's a very lean meat is turkey. So number 3, we have tuna. Now I went with canned tuna. Tuna steak is more or less the same calories as the canned tuna, or at least the ones I found, but tuna steak is quite expensive, and that's the reason I left it off this list. And tuna is very, very high in mercury. It's very, especially in the tin. So you might want to watch how much you're actually eating of that, because again, if you're eating it every single meal, that might actually cause a bit of a problem down the line. So per 100 grams of tinned tuna drained, you have 26 grams of protein, coming in at 104 calories. It's a fish that's very, very high in protein. It adds that versatility to your diet. It's higher than cod, it's higher than salmon, and it's still coming in at a low calorie count. So if I was going to go for a fish, I would go for tuna. However, bear in mind that mercury in the fish. I don't know why, I read that a long time ago, and you know, bodybuilders were getting like mercury poisoning. Don't know if that's true, don't hold me to it. Comment down below in the comments if it's true or not, I don't know. But regardless of that, in moderation, tuna is a very, very good source of protein. Now number 2, now I undernard with this because it's kind of what my channel is about. And as soon as I say what number 2 is, you'll know what number 1 is. I put it at number 2 just simply because it's versatile, but it's not as versatile as the number 1 on this list. So number 2 is whey protein powder. Before we really get into this, the one that I used was the one that we always talk about being the bar on this channel, being the bog standard whey protein that you can get, and that is the Impact Whey Protein. Now the reason I went for this is it's high in protein, so you have 75 grams of protein per 100 grams. Bear that in mind, that is more than double anything else that's on this list. However, you also have 400 calories per 100 grams. Now you'll find ones which are higher in protein than the Impact Whey Protein, but you'll also find ones which are higher in calories, you'll find ones which are lower in calories, you'll find ones that are like all over the place, they'll have better compositions of like, you know, ingredients, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like the fact of the matter is, Impact Whey Protein is a really good starting point for 99% of people. 99% of people don't need to graduate to My Whey's Impact Whey plus My Whey, The Whey, Highway, whatever. They don't need to graduate to those products. But for the average person, it is completely fine just to stick with the Impact Whey Protein. Because of the price, because of the amount of protein in there, because of the good composition of the ingredients and everything, like it's good enough for the majority of people watching this. Now, whey protein is typically the cheapest source of protein per gram of protein out there. How much is a gram of protein if I get it with tuna steak, with pork loin, or sirloin steak, or pumpkin seeds? I think the Impact Whey Protein, if you have discounts as well, quote me on this, but it'll be about 12 quid for like a 500 gram bag of protein. Like, and how many scoops do you get out of that? Is it like 20 grams a scoop? So think about it like that. In a 500 gram bag, you are getting 375 grams of protein, of good quality protein, for about 12 to 15 pounds. You will not get that with chicken breast, turkey steak, pumpkin seeds. Now that's the reason why it's number 2. The reason why it's not number 1 is simply the versatility of it. And again, I think there's almost like a bit of a stigma to it, and I kind of agree with it. Like it's a highly processed food for one, but the point is protein powder, a fairly highly processed food. But at the end of the day, would you want protein powder for every single meal of the day? No, I typically have it about once a day. I have it in my breakfast, or maybe I'll have it as like a shake before or after a workout. And the number 1 source of protein on my list is, to no surprise, chicken breast. So it is one of the most versatile meats on there. You can have it on a salad, with pasta, like in a pasta dish. You can have it with rice, you can have it with potatoes, you can have it on a roast dinner, you can have it, some crazy people put it in a porridge. It's like, again, it's a complete protein, it ticks all the boxes, very, very bioavailable, and 27 grams of protein for 116 calories per 100 grams. Obviously we're talking about skinless chicken breast, and the skinned chicken breast is going to have more fats in it and therefore more calories. This is cheaper than steak, cheaper than the pork, cheaper than most of your fish on there, but it is a little bit more expensive than chicken thighs. And the only bad thing I can sort of say about chicken breast is it's a little bit of a meme in the fitness industry, in that you're gonna, like chicken and rice, massive meme. It's just like, oh, eat my chicken and rice, bro. Fact of the matter is, look, people can get sick of eating chicken breast, but you have 9 other options on this list. It's versatile, it's very, very high in protein, it's quite low calories, and the 27 grams of protein, that's just for 100 grams of chicken. Now regular chicken breast is more like 130, 140, so you're looking at least like 36, 37 grams of protein for one chicken breast. But that's it guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Really hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you agree with me, but if you don't, feel free to voice your opinion down in the comments. If you liked the video and you'd like to see more like this from me, smash the like button, let me know you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!